Please make some noise, come on up, take a seat. We've also got Adil Ray who plays Nani, Krupta Pattani who plays Shazia, Abdullah Afzal who plays Amjad, and Nish Nathwani who also plays Riaz as well. Guys, welcome and congratulations, well done. I don't know why they've put me so far away from you. Is there some sort of like contractual thing? Can I come in closer? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, there you go. Take a seat, mate. This is a really awkward or kind of surreal moment where we bumped into each other as you dressed as Mr. Khan in the lift. Incredible. I mean, look. How much time do you have to spend as him when you're filming an episode?
First of all, can I say thank you so much, all of you, for coming down tonight. It means so much, even though the appalling British weather. It was great that you were here. It takes 2 hours, to get to make them. It is what it is. You just got to sit there and do it. Well, I quite enjoy it because we all spend all day rehearsing on a Wednesday and a Thursday, and when I get into that 2 hours in the makeup chair, it's actually the only time I get to sit down. So it's actually quite nice, in some ways. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not sure if everyone knows, but I'd like you to kind of refresh our memories as to where this character actually came from. Look, as a Nigerian, I can understand, a foreign dad, man. Like, I understand my dad has very similar characteristics to a Pakistani dad. Where did he come from? Where did you find him? And also the concept of the programme as well.
Well, originally, actually, I was sort of doing characters. I was working on the BBC Asia Network here at BBC Birmingham, so, a lot of credit must go to BBC Birmingham for giving me that support in the Asia Network in the early days. And I was doing various characters there, different types of characters, but none of them were particularly Mr. Khan. But I'd sort of been pushing at the BBC for them to give me a chance to do something. And I got a chance meeting with Paul Whitehouse and Charlie Hickson. And I got a call on a Wednesday saying they want to see you on the Friday, and I had to get on the train. And it was post 9/11, post 7/7, and I remember going on this train going, well, the characters I'm doing at the moment on the Asian Network are probably too Asian. They're just not universal enough. What else is around there? And it was a time when there were just loads of this thing called community leaders on the telly, and I was convinced that the local news would just get the guy with the longest beard and put him in front of the local mosque and ask him about something happening 5,000 miles away. Now really, this guy's just come out for a pint of milk. He should just get his milk and go home. But instead he goes, no, I tell you what, I'll enjoy this. So he buttons up his top shirt and enjoys his 5 minutes of fame. So it was a satirical character, really. But then eventually I ended up meeting with Richard Pinto and Anil Gupta. And they're not here tonight, but they must take enormous credit as a co-writers. They're absolutely fantastic. They worked on Goodness Gracious Me and the Kamars. And suddenly when we all sat down, we thought, wouldn't it be interesting if we start thinking about their family? And when you start thinking about Mr. Khan and his wife, and it was obvious to me that he should have daughters, not sons. And then suddenly you get this full-around character. And initially, I was thinking Pakistani father, but when I would sit with Richard and Anil and I'll say, Mr. Khan would do this because he's Asian, because he's Pakistani, and they would remind me, well, that's all dads. Yeah. It's all dads do that. So really, we ended up with this universal sitcom, really, and then BBC One put us right on, in the heart of the schedule. It's just fantastic. And I think, really, you could take away the Muslimness and Pakistani-ness about him, and he could be Nigerian, Won't be as funny, though, mate. But,
I don't know about that. Have you met my dad? Seriously.
Yeah, you might need subtitles. But no, you could sort of, and we now get lots of comments, from people from different backgrounds, and you want to come see the live shows that we do, and it's people from all walks of life, and a lot of Catholics will say their relationship with their dad was just like our Leah with her father, and we get a lot of Eastern Europeans, a lot of Romanians, people who are now here experiencing that immigration experience that connect completely with it. So I think it's quite a universal story, really.
I mean, look, it is a success. You're on your 4th series. Are there any pressures that come with trying to get a 4th series out? Because, you've got an audience, but you still have to deliver, and people still have to watch.
Yeah, there is pressures. You are on BBC One, and obviously you've got to get a strong audience. It is about the ratings, but we are quite confident. I think we really enjoy it, and we all work really, really hard. And we get up there and we film it up in Manchester at Media City, which is, in a way, I think is a really good thing, because a lot of these guys, they're Southerners, they're from London, So we kind of all go away for like 7 weeks, and it's like a long holiday in a way, But we're all forced.
I can't retreat.
It is, but we're all forced to be away from home, so we all just think, right, here we are. We've got to roll up our sleeves and get on with it. And I think that kind of helps the work ethic. It makes us really get stuck in. We have a fantastic crew there, the directors and producers who really make the thing happen. For us, it's just an enjoyable thing, and we get on with it. But I have to, BBC One have given us tremendous support, really. So it's been great.
And just open it up to you guys. I mean, 7 weeks away. Goodness me. I mean, you're a family as it is. You know. Are there any great stories, or are there moments where you just can't stop laughing? You actually have to stay in character.
It's great. I mean, it's a very warm family. It really feels like a family. And when you come back after the many months you've been away, you actually feel you're coming home. And it's lovely. And I love Media City. I just love the place.
She's actually moved in, that's what she's saying.
I'm not putting my ashes there.
All right. Okay.
But no, it really
That's
is.
a nice little bright sort of thing.
This
Is something you want to tell us?
Look at that point.
Nani is getting
Oh yeah.
No, but it really is a wonderful opportunity, and I'm very grateful to be in it because it's such fun. It really is. It's hard work, but such fun.
Actually, Abdullah, you had a moment in this series, didn't you, when you and Shobu in a particular scene couldn't get the line out. What episode?
Yeah. Well, it's in a later episode. They've not seen it today. But Shobu cracks up. Mrs. Khan, as you know, Shobu Kapoor, laughs at everything for some reason. A little change in my eyes or my eyebrow when she's laughing through the scene. So we had a lot of scenes which dragged on a bit because Shobu Kapoor decided to roll around on the floor laughing for some reason. Yeah.
I mean, we talk about the live shows. Would you guys like to do a movie, for instance? Because it'd be quite interesting to see how these characters develop in such a much longer format.
I'd love that, yeah.
I mean, I'm an actress. I'd love to do a film.
Are you asking?
I mean, look, I'll put the money behind it. No. But seriously, I mean, it'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Just to explore these characters in a bit more depth.
Absolutely, and watching on here was really trippy. I don't know about for you guys. It's weird, isn't it? Seeing on the big screen and you think, oh, and particularly episode 1, I think, you know, when with Peter Balls, you see the stately home and you go inside his stately home, it feels like a movie. Could it possibly be a movie? I mean, for us, we can continue sort of hoping that we get another series, but you know, it has sort of people at the BBC have kind of mentioned it. So, you know, maybe you should start thinking about the possibility of it. And I think it'd be a great idea. I think it'd be fantastic. I just think because you know we obviously have a loyal audience, and you need that to sort of set up a movie. But again, I think it's a big universal story. You know, I think people, perhaps even if you didn't know Mr. Khan, you know, I think you could see that the idea of this funny Muslim character with his family could be quite appealing. So yeah. Yeah, so if anyone in there wants to fund us.
And let's bring it back to Birmingham. You say you do film it in Manchester, but how important is Birmingham to this sitcom?
For me, it's massive. You know, because it comes from an idea. You know, and the idea has got to come from somewhere. And to me, it comes from my upbringing in Birmingham. You know, and I just think the greatest thing Birmingham has is its diversity. You know, we have now over 250 different nationalities here, which does include a Honduran family of 4, but they're still a community, you know. But you know, and it's just huge. You know, my experience growing up in Birmingham, lived in Yardley, going to school in Handsworth, and just that trip every day for you know half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever it was. You see the vibrancy of a city like Birmingham. So if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have been inspired to do something like this. So you know, it means a lot. To set it here is great. I think Birmingham's turning a massive corner right now, and for Citizen Khan to be part of that is really important. And you know, the great thing is we're not from Luton, and that's like this guy, yeah.
You're from Luton.
I heard Luton's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, from Luton, there you go, so down the road, but very similar to Birmingham with its diversity, population obviously smaller, but yeah, a lot of parallels.
And what do you take
They're
from
a bit angrier in Luton, though, I think.
Yeah. And what do you take from filming this? I mean, do you enjoy it? Is this one of the fun things you've
Yeah,
done?
I mean, you love it. I think anybody, you know, if you're doing a
By the way, he's not sort of in character now. He's actually.
if you're doing something you enjoy, I think whatever field that is, you know, whether it's an actor or whatever you choose to do, when you're doing something you enjoy, you think, wow, you know, this is my hobby. I'm getting paid for my hobby, so. Yeah, it's great.
Note to the production team, Nish doesn't need paying anymore.
It all works for free.
That saves us, that's good.
No, but like Adlyn said, you know, you're away, you're as a family for 7 weeks. It's damn hard work when you're there. It is, you know, from Friday to the Thursday or the whole week. You do have to come together. You are working, but you know, you're doing what you enjoy. So it's great when you're doing it. Yeah.
I was quite fascinated with the sort of TV process. Take after take after take and take just to get it right. How do you find that energy? How do you maintain that energy on screen?
I find when it gets to the point of the live shows, something magical just kicks in. I don't know if it's just adrenaline or what, but everything just comes together. And the audience give you so much energy, and everyone's just there to get it done, and it happens. It's my first series doing Citizen Khan Series 4, and I've never filmed in front of a live studio audience before, so I didn't know how it was going to play out. I knew there'd be a live audience, like in the theatre, but not with all the cameras and stuff.
But when you rehearsed, though,
Yeah, I mean, they told me that was going to happen, so I was aware that that was the situation, but sometimes it's a little bit delayed, the understanding.
Well, it's right, and you know, we've had some amazing guest actors that come through that have done some great theatre. Have done Shakespeare, they've played with the Globe, they've done films, they've done drama, and they come in and do something like our show, and they realise it's just a real minefield. It really is. And Judi Dench, the great Judi Dench, only recently on Desert Island Discs said that she thought studio sitcom was the hardest thing she'd done, because you're learning this script that is still being written. Myself and the co-writers are always changing stuff on the very last day, to everyone's annoyance, So we're changing the script all the time, and then you're filming it in front of a live audience, and then not just a live audience, then you've got cameras, so you can't really see the live audience, you can kind of feel them, and then it's going to be done for television, not for the live audience. Don't play it too big, all of those things. And then what happens, after the third night, you tear up that script and you start again with a brand new one. And you do that for 7 weeks. And if you go and do theatre, you get one script and you get a chance to work on that script for 3 months or whatever. So it really is a mad sort of discipline. But, like I said, I think we all carry each other and have lots of fun doing it.
Fantastic. Well, we love watching you. I think I should open it up to you guys. Anyone got any
You're going to open
questions?
up to us? What do you want to tell us?
To the guys in the crowd. Anyone got any questions for the guest?
Oh, thank you very much. Good night.
Oh, thanks very much. Grab a cup of tea. We got someone up there. I can sort of see you over here. I don't know if you've got your mic, have
I
we?
think somebody's bringing a microphone up to you.
She's on her way, she's on her way.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wow, we've got a professional here, it's great.
So I just wanted to ask, was it a hard sell, like the concept of the show? Because it's very, like it's concentrated on the Pakistani Muslim family. It has nothing to do with the, British people. It's like, okay, we're gonna do it about this Pakistani family. So I'm just wondering, was it a hard sell? Because being international, I just find that maybe the, British industry is not so, open to, sorry, but it's just my experience, it's not open to welcome, different races. So I'm just wondering, was it hard to sell the idea of this whole British Pakistani family?
Yeah, I would say it was hard, but at the same time, if you speak to a white comic writer and a white actor, they will tell you it's hard as well. No one, it's not, the point of this industry, it is tough, it is really tough. And the way I thought, well, if it's going to be tougher for me, then fine, I'll work harder to make it happen. And that's what we all do. We go, actually, this is a real privilege to do it, so you have to work hard. But I don't see it as a Pakistani show, I don't see it as a Pakistani family, it's a British show, and it's a British family. The Radio Times called us a very British sitcom, the last series. And that's what it is, and as I was saying before, that you take away the Pakistaniness, and it can just be any British family. But for somebody like me, as a diverse actor and writer, and for all of us, is that we are happy to use that as our USP. That's a real unique thing. So I guess the thing when you're trying to pitch anything, I'm guessing that's what you might be heading towards, is that you should always keep your USP, I believe, my opinion, but always make ways of how it's going to translate to a channel and how it's going to be universal. BBC One are only going to take something on that's going to appeal to a mass audience, so you have to work out ways. And when you have a family sitcom, that's what it is. It's a family sitcom. So I think actually you turn it into a positive, and you don't take it as it's a very hard thing that it's impossible. I think it's very possible.
Good question, good answer. Anyone else? That's a gentleman there.
You seem to have created some catchphrases along the way, which we enjoy. Was that something that you aimed to set out to do, to have a character with some catchphrases that people could relate to?
In a way, yes. But I think for all of us, actually, I mean, apart from, I think actually even the old Twaddy thing was never written in an original script. It just came out once in a rehearsal, and sort of Richard and Al thought, oh, that's good, you should do that. And even I think, we've all realised, haven't we, that suddenly, you know what everyone's catchphase is now, and it's never really been written on the page, it's sort of become our catchphrase. What are they now? You know them all.
Well, mine's, hello sir. Yours is obviously Otwadi.
Otwadi, yeah.
Shazia's is, what's yours?
Dad!
Yeah.
We've counted that Shazia in all these shows, I think you say dad about 3,000 times. Or something,
And Alia's brilliant.
But yeah, Ali's is brilliant.
And mine is idiot.
And of course, Mrs. Khan's, oh my God!
Oh my God, yeah. And you know, so I don't think you can set out to write catchphrases. I think it kind of happens, and the actors enjoy it, the characters love it, and it sort of becomes part of your way of doing it. I mean, I don't know about these guys, but for me, it just helps me get into the character a little bit by doing those little nuances, I think.
Any other questions? We've got time for one more. Gentlemen,
One over here. Oh, what about one?
oh, go on.
When you're out and about, when you're filming, are you picking ideas or are you looking at family members? Do they avoid
I'm
you?
watching
before-
you now.
Do they avoid you, like, you know, with...
My mum and aunts are here, they're on the second row, and what they'll start doing now, whenever they start talking about something and they'll see me in the room, they'll stop talking because they worry that whatever they're saying will end up on the show, and it often does. So yes, I think you're always picking on stuff. I'm sort of, my friends will know that I will always have my phone and make notes of things, of observations, and even when I was a kid, I remember, Mum would take me to Ladypool Road in Spark Hill and we'll sit in the back of a Datsun Cherry. My brother would be listening to the football. I'm bored out my face on the back seat and she gets 10 pounds of gima, whatever else. She used to take ages then in those days in the shop. I don't know what she used to do. I think she quite liked the butcher in there or something, I don't know. But I'd be on this back seat and I get really bored, but then I would just entertain myself by just watching people and just watching funny people walking down the street, right? You do that as well, don't you?
Yeah, I watch you all the time.
Yeah. But it's the way somebody walks or the way somebody carries their bag, the clothes they're wearing. So yeah, I think you're always kind of doing that. You could kind of switch off from that, I think.
You're always observing. One more. Can we have one more question? Gentleman over there.
Hello to the cast. I was just going to say, it's excellent that you've done the premiere here, which is great because you're very proud Brummie. Is there a possibility of you shooting more of your, possibly the next series in Birmingham?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I've always wanted to do. It's a personal thing of mine. I've wanted to shoot more in Birmingham, and we were lucky to be able to get the chance to shoot some of the outside shots you saw there in episode 2. That was Birmingham as well. And yeah, there's always a possibility we'd love to do that. But I think that's an icing on the cake, but what we have to remember is a lot of shows, Fawlty Towers wasn't filmed in Torquay, and Only Fools and Horses wasn't filmed in Peckham. But I think it'd be great that one day that we will have more programming production here in Birmingham. But I think, and I'm saying this not just because I can see Joe Godwin from BBC Birmingham in the corner of my eye there, but the idea of the BBC Academy here in Birmingham is fantastic. Just so people don't know what the BBC Academy is, it's one of the biggest training and expert institutions in the world. And what that means is we will be getting the next generation of directors, producers, writers, camera engineers coming through this city of Birmingham. And I think that is worth a lot because those people will now come through this city and think, I've got an idea, I quite like Birmingham, I might want to set it in Birmingham, I want to sort of push to make it in Birmingham. And actually the other thing as well, just having something set in Birmingham can mean a lot as well. So I think there is something that we give back to the city. And yes, in an ideal world in the future, of course, why not? We would love to film in Birmingham and hopefully that opportunity will come in the future.
Lovely, brilliant, good answer. Good way to wrap things up.
Thanks very much, thank you.
You've done this before.
Is that all right, Joe?
Like
Yeah.
what you've just done.
Were you watching? Write that down.
Glass of champagne for this man. Anyway, as a proud Brummie, honestly, it's great to see this come to life and
No,
full
thank
series
you.
as well. Fantastic.
Thank you very much. Thank you to our host. What a wonderful.
Wow. I'll take it.
Can I just say, I want a real special thank you to my cast here, particularly Krupta here, the new Shazia. Isn't she absolutely brilliant?
Quality.
Nani, who is here, by the grace of the NHS, she's Adlyn, absolutely brilliant. Abdullah Afzal, what a star, an absolute star. He should have his own show one day. And whatever this guy says is always funny. Nish, Nathwani, Riaz. A big thank you to Bhavna, who can't be here, plays Arlia, of course. Shobu, Mr. Carr. Shobu was in theatre in London at the moment, and Bhavna was doing some other work as well. They're all getting work, and we're not.
It's going to be away for 7 weeks, man. He's going to give you work.
I know. And thank you to my makeup team who are here as well, all the costume team and all our fantastic runners of production are here. Evie, I can see you there, makes the best tea in the business. Sarah Lewis. Thank you to the PR people, Jackie and Aman, who made this happen. Absolutely brilliant. And thank you to BBC Birmingham. Thank you.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh, thank you to you. Yeah.
Thanks very much for coming. And for those wearing the gold wristbands, please could you make your way through that door I've been told to tell you. All right, thank you very much, guys. Safe journey home. Bye-bye.